talking about NFL because, of course, we are just days away from the season getting underway. And a big topic of discussion, as always, we see is safety, in specific head safety, and the fact that there are a lot of new measures in place and new policies to try to protect players more and more as we have these discussions about concussions and CTE. We want to bring in the discussion here centered around this new helmet, and some folks might even notice these helmets this season when the Panthers take the field. Let's go ahead and show you a clip just to get an idea of what this helmet looks like and what we need to know about the new technology. And we're going to dive in with an in-depth conversation in just a few moments.
Designed to seamlessly integrate with your helmet, the F7 Pro stabilizer offers superior jaw support and uncompromising comfort. It positions the stabilizer pad to utilize the cheekbone, helping frame, fit, and stabilize the helmet on the player's head. The flexibility of the technology better contours to wrap the player's head for drastically improved fit and helmet security. Designed to seamlessly integrate with your helmet, the F7 Pro stabilizer offers superior jaw support.
So there you have it, a kind of a look at this new helmet, once again, the F7. We have joining us right now Tucker Petrie, Senior Vice President of Sales with Schutt Sports and Vices as well. So thanks so much for your time here, Tucker. We appreciate you taking the time to not only join us here on Live Impact, but also kind of set the scene here as folks get ready for NFL season to get underway. Tell us a bit more about this F7 helmet.
Of some really advanced design concepts coming together in a spectacular football helmet that's been extremely well received by the athletes. It's top performing. It's achieved some of the highest marks in the testing protocols that are out there. And the final hurdle is obviously getting the players to adopt to it, and that's been very successful for us. It's one of the most probably the quickest adopted new style of helmet in the history of football. So we've had quite a few and high number of athletes that have ditched their old helmet and moved into the new one. And it's something we're really excited about, especially when you get the feedback from the players. And keep in mind, what all these helmets are designed to do or asked to do, and what these players need the helmets to do. So again, really exciting for us to see these athletes adopt into this newer, better, safer technology. We couldn't be more excited about where we are right now at Serator Sports.
Yeah, I mean, you alluded to the fact that part of the equation is getting the players to want to use the new technologies. We had seen, other versions of protective helmets that have been ushered into the NFL and other levels of football, if you will, where maybe the players weren't so on board, whether it was maybe because of the look or how the helmets felt. Anything, specific that went into the design of this F7 to try to kind of, I guess, combat any sort of resistance from that standpoint from the players?
Right. Well, the first thing is, you want to make it look cool. These guys all, have a certain way that they like to walk out on the field and represent themselves. We call that the mirror test, and it's one of the more challenging things of trying to figure out, hey, what are they going to like? So with this helmet specifically, we took a few design concepts out to some of the elite players that were wearing the helmets. Last year's version, showed it to them and got some kind of feedback from those guys on where we should head in the direction of the overall look. So that was kind of step one. Then obviously step two is the comfort of the helmet. But obviously most important is rolling all that in and checking off all the boxes. We have to hit performance, right? And so what we set out to do with this helmet was design a smaller kind of compact shell that still achieved maximum performance in a much lighter chassis, right? So this helmet, as it sits now, is about 4.1 pounds, which in comparison to maybe the top, some of the other helmets, they're in the 4.7, 4.8 pound range. So this one being 4.1, a little bit smaller scale, faster looking. It's really started to appeal itself more to the skill position players, because that's what they're about, right? They're kind of the race cars of the football game, and they've been drawn to the high performance nature of this helmet. So like I said, it delivers on weight, looks, size, and obviously the most important is performance. This helmet's found itself, number 3 ranked on the overall helmet chart for the NFL, and then it does really well on the other charts also. But yeah, that's kind of the combination of everything together. You have to check off all the boxes, and it's incredibly difficult, figuring out what these guys think are cool, number one, and then checking off all those other things is very important.
Yeah, I mean, you totally don't have to give away any trade secrets here, but I'm just curious, the kind of research that goes into developing a player-specific helmet. What are you looking at? What kind of data are you looking at? And I guess how specific can you get with some of these helmets?
Yeah, so we can get pretty specific. This this F7 Pro comes in a standard version, and it comes in a wide receiver DB version and a quarterback version. And then also the sister kind of brand is Visus. We have a quarterback helmet of that. We have a standard helmet, then we have an offensive line, defensive line. But yeah, so basically we just react to how we basically just react to science. So with these position-specific helmets, the NFL has done some in-depth studies. They basically have video of every single injury that's taken place. They analyze those to see the type of impact, the velocities, and then they come up with some statistics that say that certain positions are taking a unique grouping of impacts versus other positions. So from that, they can give that to us, and we're able to go out there and design a helmet that's specific to quarterbacks or wide receivers or just overall standard. They're going to expand this list. We're going to see other lists in the future. There already is one for O-line, D-line. There's going to be one maybe for running backs and tight ends and linebackers later. But what that data allows us to do is to go into the lab and determine, hey, all right, quarterbacks, they take more helmet-to-ground impacts than any other position on the field. And that allows us to go in and dive into the physics of that impact itself and realize that a helmet-to-helmet impact is much different than a helmet-to-ground impact. So we're able to optimize our technology in a way that we can react to the protocols that are put in front of us from organizations like the NFL, and then we can build better helmets per what they've determined, and then what kind of instructions or kind of guidebook we have there to say, hey, here's the impacts we need to protect better against. What can you do? And then these are the results, right? So it's really a cool a transition in the helmet world. In the years past, it was just one helmet for everybody, right? But we understand that different positions have different types of impacts, and so now we're able to actually go in. The technology has reached a point where we can actually tune it, right? So we can tune it for different positions and different type of impacts. So that's what's allowed us to do a lot of specialty stuff, and it's really the future of the game. I think the biggest the example I like to tell everybody is like offensive line, defensive line. They play 60 plays a game. They're taking 60 hits. Your wide receivers and DBs aren't taking 60 hits a game, right? They're not really built for that. But your O-line, D-line are, but they're at a much lower velocity impact. So in common sense, they would need a different helmet that performs better at the lower velocity impacts than the other positions that take a more high velocity impact on a regular basis. So all that data and science allows us to really focus and hone in on what's the best helmet for that specific player, that specific position. And luckily for us, we've been able to stay on the forefront of that. We've kind of been the leader of the position-specific category. We're the only company that has position-specific helmets available to the high school level, and so on. So we're really excited about that, and we're really look forward to pressing forward to even new, better innovations on technologies to again make this game as safe as possible.
Yeah, I guess I did want to ask you a bit more about, being part of the effort to bring more safety to this sport, because we know that, a lot of the dialogue lately when it comes to safety has been around concussions and CTE, and even to the point, I'm glad you mentioned the fact that y'all look at helmets too for the, high school level, because you have parents who might even be questioning, whether they want their child to play football, but seemingly this is, just one part of the equation to try to maybe curb any concerns that parents might have about that.
Right. No, you're exactly right. And, football's a beautiful sport. It's got a lot more positives than negatives. Unfortunately, the negatives get all the publicity, right? So as a company, we realize that there's a lot, this game has helped so many people do so many things with their lives in a positive way that we just want to make it safer, right? We want to give that mom and dad confidence about letting their kid play tackle football and the player himself. So that's why we're driven to do what we do. We want to make a difference with the helmets that we're developing and selling. Right. And I think what you said earlier too is it is a part of it, but there's other things that have come into play that's really helped the game. The rule changes have been a big help, right, in reducing those exposures. So that's also a part of it. But helmets do play their role, and like I said, we're really excited about being able to advance that technology and hopefully get more of these helmets on more athletes to help them obviously enjoy playing the game that they love.
Now, obviously, here in Charlotte, we are Carolina Panthers territory. Kind of curious to hear if you have any big names to drop as far as, folks who are wearing your helmets.
Oh yeah, well we got your number one pick, the Torrey McMillan. He's in the F7 Pro. He wore an F7 model at Arizona. Getting to the NFL, this brand new model, he switched into it easily. Xavier Legette, he's also another guy that's in the F7 Pro. We have J.C. Horn. Is in the F7 Pro, and then we have Jimmy Horn Jr., another guy that's in the F7 Pro. So some pretty big names there that have adopted into this technology. We had one player too who's obviously recently left the Panthers, Adam Thielen, but Adam was a unique case because he's a creature of habit who kind of liked his older style stuff, but this new helmet came in. It was lighter weight, better performing, more comfortable. So he was very, very, very easy decision for him to get into this new helmet. So it showed us a lot of how far we'd come and what kind of a home run we'd hit with this helmet. Getting players like that and even these younger guys adopted into it, it's pretty exciting to see. So yeah, we got some big names and looking to see a lot of those helmets in the end zone this year.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks are really eager to see all the players take to the field as well, and interesting to kind of get that backstory too of some of the gear they're wearing, and in specific the helmets here. Anything you'd like to leave us here with before we wrap things up, either about the helmet specifically or just the overall dialogue around safety?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a group effort. It's not just helmets alone, right? It's rule changes are important. The way players practice, the way they take care of themselves, staying hydrated, having a properly fit helmet is kind of the basis of helmet performance. If your helmet isn't fit correctly, it's just not going to perform to maximum capability. So all those things come together to really, go in the bucket of player safety, and we've got to pay attention to all of those if we really want to maximize our efforts across the board.
Yeah. Well, really interesting dialogue. We're so glad to have had you here with us, joining us at Tucker Petrie with Shet Sports and Vices. Come on back and join us anytime if you have something new you'd like to share. We'd appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. And of course, folks, we are getting you ready for all things NFL and Panthers as well. Tomorrow, actually, we're kicking off our special with our sports team. Do I see Sturdivant got added to the list here, Jeb?
Yeah, we'll have Nick Sturdivant talking with Eugene Robinson.
Fabulous.
It'll be one-on-one with two of the biggest Panthers fans in the cities, dare I say.
I know. I feel like this is a big win because Sturdivant has been pushing to be part of
He's been pushing this narrative for a while.
Fabulous sports coverage for a while. So I'm glad to see that he'll be joining the team here. But anyways, this special kicks off tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, one-on-ones, more in-depth coverage, and just getting you ready for the NFL season. Obviously very exciting time of year for so many folks.